Hello, my name is Lily Kona, and this is my Protostomes video on the squid. So what is the organism? The scientific name for it is Toothida, and it's in the class Cephalopoda in the phylum Mollusca. And this is a little picture of one of the squids, which I thought was pretty cute. So their habitat and food, as many of you guys will know, they are aquatic and largely prefer saltwater or brackish, which is a mixture of saltwater and freshwater, but there's not really any known to be like in just freshwater. They're the most number of species in the North Atlantic, but they really reside like anywhere that there's like salt water. And so they are carnivorous creatures. So they eat mostly smaller fish, shrimp, crabs. That changes with the seasons and the availability of these organisms. And they are pretty adaptable. So any meat that is there, they will go ahead and eat that. So the predator and prey relationship, they are solo hunters. So they just are kind of by themselves all the time. They approach the prey silently and then they just kind of like grab it with their tentacles and they use their beak to tear into it and they eat it while it is still alive, which is kind of scary, but they're successful with that. So their evolved traits, they're over 60 million years old, and so they've obviously evolved a lot since then into different species. And but the major traits that they all have, for the most part, is that they once had a foot, which evolved into the two tentacles that they have. And also something I found interesting is that they do this thing called RNA editing, which is kind of something they frequently undergo. And it basically is instead of mutating like really often, they just kind of fine tune their own DNA. And so it's like a lot quicker, but it happens very frequently with squids. So lots of their body parts, like their mantle, is evolved to protect them from other predators. Sense organs are very developed, including their eyes, and obviously they are very camouflaged like octopi. So this is their location on the tree of life. As I previously mentioned, they are in the phylum Mollusca, and they are in the Protostomia family. So here are some pictures of these squids. I know a couple of these are called bobtail squids. I don't totally know the scientific names for the other two, but they are very diverse as a species and can come in many shapes and sizes. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the giant squid, which is not depicted here, but they can come from as small as this little bobtail squid to the giant squid. This is their importance to humans. So they're a popular source of food in many coastal areas as well as in the US. I'm sure many of us have tried calamari before. But in other scientific ways, they're very, very important to research, which I found very interesting. There's a lot of research being done regarding neuroscience, and like their nervous systems are very unique, and it's very helpful for figuring out the evolution of different organisms' brains and understanding how nerve signaling works, because they're very quick and instinctive at like avoiding their prey. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a video of a squid like jetting away from its prey, but it's very, very cool. So they've been very instrumental in that kind of research. And also they've had some steps towards neurological therapy and treatments against genetic disorders in humans. So there's this thing called the giant axon, which is just a lot of large nerve cells in squids, which has allowed for better examination of this important neurology of squids. And scientists have even developed this completely transparent squid that allows us to see like the entire nervous system and observe them better. So there's just a lot of research being done for neurology, and I think it's super interesting. So these are my citations, and that